happiness, flourishing, best life ever, hashtag blessed. The education and screen time debate has everything to do with how we define human excellence. The Greek philosopher Aristotle had a word for this, eudaimonia, which literally meant good demon, being possessed by virtue or taken over by excellence, becoming fully what you were capable of being, and pursuing a life that is genuinely and deeply human, not optimized, not productive, but fully alive. Aristotle thought that was the goal of education, and so did W.E.B. Du Bois a century later in a completely different fight. Du Bois was arguing for the full education of Black Americans against those who said that vocational training was enough. Give them trades, teach them to work, that's enough. But Du Bois said, no, you can train the hand without training the mind. You can make a person functional without making them free. To educate only for function is to deny full humanity. He was talking about racial subordination, but the principle applies to everyone, and even now. Some would even say especially now. And what does the research about screen use reveal? Rising anxiety, fractured attention, a loneliness epidemic, difficulty with sustained thought and sitting in discomfort, difficulty with being present with another person. These aren't just academic problems. These are precisely the conditions that make human flourishing impossible. The parents and teachers who feel something is wrong with EdTech, we, are not confused or nostalgic or emotional or anti-tech. We are deeply aware that a child who cannot be present or cannot be bored or can't sit with a hard thought or a real conversation, that's a child who's being deprived of something actually essential. Not just test points or career prospects, but the actual conditions for a fully human life. So how do we rediscover what children need to become fully themselves? Well, the screen time debate has led us here, and the dread that people feel, it's actually existential all along. And philosophy can help us find the answer. More to come in part 3, where I'm going to continue to explore some of the history of education and the philosophy of human happiness.